Welcome back to the channel, and if this is your very first time here, you are truly in the right place. Take a moment, get comfortable, and prepare for a journey through music, memories, and one of the most fascinating evolutions in modern classical crossover. Today we're diving into a topic that many fans have noticed but few have really explored in depth: the incredible evolution of Il Volo's setlist. Yes, we're talking about how three young Italian singers transformed their concert performances over the years, how their songs changed, how their style matured, and how their set lists slowly turned into powerful musical journeys that reflect their growth as artists and as people. If you're a longtime fan, you've probably attended a concert or watched a live performance and thought, wow, their show feels different now. Maybe you've wondered why certain songs appear in some tours but disappear in others. Maybe you've noticed how some songs became staples of their concerts while others quietly faded away. Today we're unpacking that story, and while we do that, I want you to be part of the conversation. As we go along, think about the concerts you've seen, the performances you remember, and the songs that mean the most to you. Because Il Volo's setlist isn't just a list of songs, it's a timeline of their journey. Let's start at the very beginning. When Il Volo first burst onto the international stage, the trio, Piero Barone, Ignazio Boschetto, and Gianluca Ginoble, were still teenagers. Their voices were already extraordinary, but their musical identity was still forming. Their earliest performances leaned heavily on the foundations of classical crossover. The set lists were filled with timeless Italian and Neapolitan classics, operatic pieces, and romantic standards that allowed their voices to shine. Songs like O Sole Mio, Granada, and Un Amore Così Grande were essential parts of their early concerts. These songs did more than showcase their voices. They introduced the world to the traditional musical roots that shaped their artistry. At that time, their concerts felt like a tribute to the golden era of Italian music. Many audience members felt transported back decades, hearing songs their parents and grandparents loved. But here's something fascinating. Even in those early days, Il Volo's set lists hinted at something bigger. They weren't just recreating the past, they were building a bridge between generations. They blended opera, pop, and classic Italian melodies into something fresh and modern, and audiences loved it. But as the years went on, something began to change. Their voices matured, their confidence on stage grew, and slowly their set lists began evolving. One of the most important turning points came when their repertoire began including more contemporary influences and original material. Instead of relying mostly on classic covers, Il Volo started introducing songs written specifically for them. Their concerts began to include pieces that reflected their personalities and their growing connection with fans around the world. This shift became even more noticeable after their breakthrough moment at the legendary Sanremo Music Festival. Their winning performance of Grande Amore didn't just win a competition, it reshaped their identity. Suddenly, Il Volo had a modern anthem, a song that blended operatic vocals with cinematic orchestration and contemporary emotion. And from that moment forward, Grande Amore became more than just a song. It became the heart of their concerts. If you've ever attended one of their shows, you probably know exactly what I mean. When those opening notes begin, the entire atmosphere changes. The crowd erupts, voices join in, and for a few minutes the entire audience becomes part of the performance. But here's where things get even more interesting. As Il Volo continued touring across the world, from Europe to North America to Latin America, their set list began reflecting the diversity of their audience. They started incorporating Spanish-language songs, international classics, and pop standards that connected with fans from different cultures. This global influence reshaped their concerts. Suddenly, an Il Volo show wasn't just an Italian musical experience, it was an international one. For example, Spanish classics began appearing more frequently. Latin audiences embraced them wholeheartedly, and the trio responded by embracing those musical traditions as well. Their concerts became emotional journeys through different languages and musical eras. But there was another evolution happening at the same time. Their stage presence was transforming. In the early years, their performances were formal and elegant, almost like traditional classical concerts. Over time, however, the trio became more playful and relaxed with audiences. They started telling stories, teasing each other, and creating spontaneous moments that made every concert feel unique. And that change influenced their set list too. Songs were arranged differently, medleys appeared, unexpected surprises became part of the show. Sometimes they would revisit songs from earlier albums, but perform them with new orchestration or different emotional intensity. Fans began noticing something special. Every Il Volo concert felt like a conversation between the trio and their audience, and that conversation continued evolving with every tour. When they performed in prestigious venues like Arena di Verona, their set lists often leaned toward grand, operatic arrangements that matched the historical beauty of the venue. But when performing in other international arenas, they often added more modern touches, blending classical crossover with pop elements. This flexibility became one of their greatest strengths. Their set lists weren't rigid, they were alive. And then came another fascinating chapter in their musical evolution: tribute projects. One of the most memorable was their homage to legendary Italian film composer Ennio Morricone. Through this tribute, Il Volo expanded their concerts beyond traditional songs into cinematic music. Performing Morricone's iconic compositions allowed them to explore powerful orchestral storytelling. These pieces brought a completely different emotional layer to their performances. Instead of simply singing songs, they were interpreting film history. Fans experienced familiar melodies in a new way, through the voices of the trio. And once again, their set lists evolved. More orchestral arrangements, more dramatic storytelling, more cinematic moments. But perhaps the most touching aspect of Il Volo's evolving set list is how it mirrors their personal growth. Think about it. When they started, they were teenagers discovering their place in the music world. Today, they are seasoned performers who have traveled across continents, performed for millions, and built a global fan base. Their voices have deepened, their emotional interpretation has matured, and the songs they choose reflect that transformation. Some pieces that once showcased youthful vocal brilliance have been replaced by songs that demand emotional depth and life experience. Others remain constant reminders of where they started. And that balance between past and present is what makes their concerts so powerful. Now I want to ask you something. If you could attend the ultimate Il Volo concert, one that included songs from every era of their career, what songs would you include? Would you choose the early classics that introduced them to the world? Would you choose powerful anthems like Grande Amore? Or would you prefer their newer interpretations and cinematic performances? Think about that as we continue this journey, because one of the most beautiful aspects of Il Volo's setlist evolution is how it invites fans to participate. Fans don't just listen to the songs, they remember where they first heard them. Maybe you first discovered Il Volo on television. Maybe you saw them live in concert. Maybe a friend shared a video that changed everything. Whatever the story is, chances are one specific song made you stop and listen. That song became your entry point into their music. And the trio understands that. That's why many of their concerts carefully balance nostalgia and innovation. They know fans want to hear beloved favorites, but they also want to keep the experience fresh and exciting. So every tour becomes a delicate balance between tradition and discovery. And that brings us to the present. Today, Il Volo's concerts feel more like theatrical productions than traditional performances. Lighting, orchestration, storytelling, and musical variety all come together to create an immersive experience. Their set lists now move through different emotional chapters: joy, romance, nostalgia, drama, and celebration. The audience doesn't just hear songs, they travel through emotions, and that emotional journey is exactly what keeps fans returning to their concerts again and again. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which Il Volo era is your favorite? Do you love the early classical crossover years, the breakthrough period after Grande Amore, or the cinematic orchestral concerts they perform today? Tell me in the comments below. I read your comments and I genuinely love hearing your stories. And if you enjoyed exploring Il Volo's incredible setlist evolution with me today, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next deep dive into music, stories, and legendary performances. Also, give this video a like if you're a fan of Il Volo, and share it with someone who loves powerful voices and unforgettable concerts. Before you go, here's one final question for you. If Il Volo invited you to design their next concert set list, what would be the opening song? And what song would you choose for the grand finale? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible music stories right here on the channel.